This is a Chevy. This is a Levee. If you want to see how it is done, stay tuned. So today's big idea is to create a river. It'll go through the landscape like this, and before I do anything else, I have to strengthen the framework a bit with some extra pieces of wood. This is to carry the riverbed. So the river will go through the landscape in this basic S form. And the base plate will be made out of this MDF piece, which is glossy white, and there's no other reason for that, and that was what I had. And you can see it fits in snugly here at the frame, the reinforced frame. This will be the lowest lying part of the layout, of course. And for the shores, I used this material, again something I just had laying around the house. It's actually from a renovation project, and it's kind of material you use when you are laying floors. But I've seen other model railway enthusiasts use this as a track bed, and I guess it's because it has really good sound absorbing qualities. Alright, so the pieces have been cut out now, and the colors are obviously totally off, but the funny thing is, when you compare it to pictures of a real body of water on a overcast day, it's actually quite white as well, so it's not totally crazy. So the pieces are glued to the MDF board using PVA glue. The material here is quite absorbent, so you will have to use quite a lot of PVA, but the good news is that it sticks to the MDF like there's no tomorrow. It's a really strong bond here. So I put these into place, and here we go. Now it's time to start the landscape further inland from the river. And here I'll make use of the usual styrofoam plates. As I said, this will of course be the lowest laying part of the whole layout. So I'll have to start the sloping upwards towards the hilly areas in each corner of this part of the layout. So using the trusty hot iron, cutter here, hot wire cutter, it's absolutely not a problem to cut out all these small pieces of styrofoam. They don't have to carry any weight, so you can just cut them out on many small pieces and fiddle it all into place. So I doubled the speed of this part of the video just because otherwise it would be too boring to watch. So after cutting out all these little pieces, I painted them in this basic green color, just to start to get a feel for the landscape. So unlike last time, this is actually not thought of as a mock-up. This will be the basis of the finished landscape, but of course the colors are all off, and I'll have to get back to that at a later stage. Okay, so that was it. It helped with adding a little color. However, I mean, this does not look great yet, right? But I think I have to leave it here for the time being, and the reason is that I don't know exactly how this part of the layout will add up with the hills that are going to cover that corner, and the hills on this side of the layout, which you've seen in earlier episodes. So how all that is going to be connected, I'm not sure yet. There'll be some, of course, slopes up here, but I have to take into consideration that I will have the branch line as well, right? And there's going to be a road bridge somewhere crossing the river here. So I don't know exactly how the landscape is going to be. In the meantime, though, I was thinking maybe I could help the sort of impression a little by putting some of these trees that I made some time ago against the back wall, and maybe I can add some bushes here in the foreground. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's make some more bushes and make a mock-up landscape. Start imagining how things will be later on. So I'm going to use fibers for the bushes and shrubbery. This is filter wool from fish tank, used in fish tanks for the cleaning apparatus. But I also have this type of material. This comes from a pet toy that the family dog took to pieces in less than 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to spray paint it and then sprinkle different kinds of materials over it. Okay, so I have fluffed up the fibers a little, and now I'm going to give them some spray paint. This is matte black, the cheapest I could find, because it doesn't really have to be that fancy at this stage. Alright, so the paint has dried. It doesn't take long, and as you can see, the fibers are actually stiffened. They're stiffened a little, and that is exactly what we're looking for. Now you can use, of course, all kinds of different flocking materials. This time around I'll just use ordinary colored sawdust, and I find that using ordinary PVA glue is actually doing the best job when you're using sawdust, because the sawdust sort of absorbs the glue, and it sticks really well to the fibers as long as you cover it well. Other people use spray glue. Some even use hairspray, and I think you can do that as well. But I think for this first layer, I really prefer the PVA glue. It does a great job. And after a short while, you have all kinds of different colored bushes here, all ready to be delivered to the layout. So back to the mock-up part of the landscaping. I use this small piece of MDF as a field, and as you can see, I can use these old trees as part of the background, and all the new bushes will cover the intersection between these different improvised landscape parts. That's all we have time for today. This landscape is, of course, by no means finished. I'm looking forward to painting the river, see what will come out of that. If you want to see what happens next, you should hit the subscribe button and the bell, That way you will get a notification next time I upload a video. If you like what you saw today, give the video a like and leave a comment, help the channel grow. So I think now I'll just take my Chevy around the levee here, run a few trains, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.